Mikel Arteta sends message to Eddie Nketiah over Arsenal future. Mikel Arteta has made it clear that he wants Eddie Nketiah to sign a new contract at Arsenal, with the striker's current deal expiring at the end of the season. The 22-year-old started and scored in the 2-0 win over Leeds United in the Carabao Cup on Tuesday night, helping the Gunners book their spot in the quarter-finals of the competition. Nketiah is yet to feature in the Premier League this season, or even make the bench in the league, but he has been making the most of his appearances in the League Cup, scoring in both of them. The forward came close to leaving the club in the summer, with Crystal Palace interested in signing him, but the move collapsed and now it looks likely that he will leave the Emirates on a free transfer at the end of the season. However, Arteta says he wants to keep hold of Nketiah and believes he has a very bright future at the club. "We had a situation in the summer that we tried to resolve and we couldn't either way," explained Arteta after the win over Leeds. "That's the contract situation. It's more and more common in football with where we are coming from with COVID and a lot of the issues that we have to resolve. I have full belief that he's going to be a top player and hopefully at Arsenal. I'm so happy to have him in the team. He's our player and I consider him and regard him really highly. From my side I want him to stay." The likes of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Alexandre Lacazette, Gabriel Martinelli and even Folarin Balogun have been ahead of Nketiah in the pecking order for Arsenal so far this season, while Arteta also hinted at an off-field issue that he has been dealing with. "I have no doubt about what he can offer," said the Arsenal boss. "Whatever you throw at him he wants more, he demands more from himself. Another one I'm delighted to see the performance from that he had to score the goal and help the team because he totally deserved it. He's got a lot of players as well that they play in that position and he's got a personal situation, but I try to leave that aside and try to give him what he deserves." Mikel Arteta reveals Ben White was suffering with a bug during Arsenal win over Leeds United. Mikel Arteta has revealed that Ben White was suffering with a bug during Arsenal's win over Leeds United on Tuesday night, which is why he was substituted in the second half. The Spaniard said there has been some illness going round the squad as Pablo Mari was due to play on Tuesday but had to pull out as he was unwell as well. White felt well enough to start the match at the Emirates, but a downturn in the second half saw him replaced by Chambers, who then scored with his first touch. "With Ben and with some others, we lost Pablo as well today. He was going to start and he couldn't start because he had a bug. I think something happened around here. He wasn't feeling great in the second half and we decided to take him off." Arteta said White had been feeling ill for a day or two, and it is not clear yet whether he will be available for the trip to Leicester City in the Premier League on Saturday. Missing on Tuesday night were Kieran Tierney and Martin Odegaard, and Arteta said he was hopeful both could be available at the weekend. "They are both out with two different injuries," Arteta said. "They tried yesterday but they didn't feel great. Hopefully in the next few days they can feel better and be available for Leicester." Mikel Arteta insists Arsenal have a clear project with Folarin Balogun after Carabao Cup snub. Mikel Arteta insists Arsenal have a clear project with Folarin Balogun after the forward was left on the bench for the Gunners' victory over Leeds United in the Carabao Cup. The 20-year-old, who was given his first ever Premier League start on the opening day of the season in the defeat to Brentford, hasn't featured for Arsenal since he made a late substitute appearance against AFC Wimbledon in the previous round of the Carabao Cup in September. It was expected that Balogun would be handed some minutes in the cup tie against Leeds on Tuesday evening, but the forward was left on the bench as second-half goals from Callum Chambers and Eddie Nketiah sealed a 2-0 win for Arteta's side. But despite his failure to give Balogun some more first-team experience, Arteta insists the player is making the right progress. When asked about Balogun's future at Arsenal, Arteta replied, "We will see what happens. Again, with Flo we have a really clear project. The steps that he's making, they are the right steps. Don't forget he is really young, he hasn't played almost any professional football, and you need to go through every phase, and don't try to jump phases when you are not ready to do so. Again, I'm really happy with him, he's making the right progress, and in December we will see where we are and what's the best for him as well." Another unused Arsenal substitute in the win over Leeds was Salah ad-Din Olad Mahand. When asked about his decision to include the 18-year-old in his matchday squad for the Carabao Cup tie, Arteta replied, rewarding him, for what he does every day in training and the games that he's playing, for his attitude and the quality he has. He totally deserves to be with us. Former Arsenal star Samir Nasri backs William Saliba for bright future with the Gunners. There is no reason William Saliba shouldn't be in the Arsenal team, believes former Gunners star Samir Nasri, after watching the defender's impressive performances on loan at Marseille. The 20-year-old has had a really unusual Arsenal career so far since his £27 million signing from Saint Etienne in the summer of 2019. Despite the significant outlay and the Gunners' struggles on the field, Saliba has not been deemed good enough to play for the club and is yet to make a first-team appearance. Instead he returned to Saint Etienne on loan before 2 more short-term stints at Nice and now Marseille. The imposing defender has started 9 League One games and 3 Europa League matches so far this campaign and is earning rave reviews. Nasri is among Saliba's admirers, believing he has a bright Premier League future and is a little confused as to why he isn't already playing for his parent club. He has all the qualities to play in the Premier League. He's well built, quick and a good passer of the ball too, Nasri told Marseille YouTube channel. I don't see any reason why he shouldn't be in Arsenal's team. Saliba remains under contract at Arsenal until 2024, so he may well still have a future at the Emirates when he returns to the club in 2022. However, he already has 2 young centre-backs in front of him in the queue at Arsenal, with Ben White 24 and Gabriel 23, beginning to form a partnership under Mikel Arteta. Marseille boss Jorge Sampaoli is certainly a huge fan of the defender, saying last month, he's a top player at his position. We were lucky to get him on loan, it wasn't simple. He's great at marking, but good bringing the ball out too. He's a future great of French football, he's very good at starting plays. Mikel Arteta hails gifted Arsenal summer signing Nuno Tavares. Mikel Arteta has praised Nuno Tavares for his ability to remain unfazed on the pitch after the Arsenal summer signing impressed on his full Premier League debut. The 21-year-old, who joined the North London club from Benfica for £6.8 million in the summer, had been limited to starts in the EFL Cup. But with first-choice left-back Kieran Tierney out injured, Tavares made the most of his opportunity in Friday's 3-1 victory over Aston Villa, putting in an energetic display. And Arteta has credited the Portugal under-21 international for not being phased on the pitch, insisting it is one of his biggest qualities. That's something that we really liked about Nuno when we were looking at him, and credit to Edu and the scouting department when they were doing the process because that is something that we have discussed a lot because we want a certain character to play for Arsenal, Arteta said. To deal with that pressure, to be able to perform straight away when you are needed and to go from not playing to playing straight away, and to have this capacity to do what he did. So credit to the boy. One of the biggest qualities he has is that he is not phased at all when is playing. He was not phased to make a debut like he did, the risks that he takes, the actions that he puts in place. Plus what you can see, his physicality, he is naturally a very gifted athlete. He can run and he can change speed and direction, and technically he is very gifted. But for me the most important thing is that he is a defender and he needs to defend first, and then he can provide the rest of his qualities.
If you like the video, like, share and subscribe to